Hello YouTubers, my name is A.T.K and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a tech girl Heracross from Eastern Model, and on today's video I'm going to build this. If you have seen my short review on a Pretty Armor series, you should know that I am pretty disappointed with it. Poor plastic, ill-fitting parts, it was a nightmare. When I showed my disappointment to several online groups, I was told to try out this Tech Girl series from Eastern Model because they are a lot better. Surprisingly, my local hobby store had this. Now, having built this, I was pleasantly surprised and ended up enjoying it despite its issues. I began building by cutting out the parts from its sprues according to the instructions in the manual. Unfortunately, the instruction manual was not clear and some numbers were confusing, resulting in me cutting out the wrong parts. I used a double cut method to minimize the stress mark. I found most parts were undergated and some connection points were in an awkward position, making the clean cut really hard. After parts were cut out, I used a hobby knife, files, and sanding blocks to clean out the nub marks. The plastic was a decent quality, so cutting, filing, and sanding the parts was not a hard job. After the parts were cut out and cleaned, I assembled them according to the instructions. Once again, some instruction was not very clear, so some guesswork was involved. Parts fit was generally okay. Some left a large panel gap here and there, and some pegs had to be adjusted due to the hard fitment. But it wasn't anything kit breaking per se. The undergated parts will be problematic for me because if I don't clean it right, the parts will not fit properly, either sticking out or cleaning an ugly hole as you can see in here. So even after assembling it all together, I had to take it out again and redo everything just to make sure everything fit perfectly. I did use extra thin cement to glue some of the seam lines together and sanded them for a smooth, seamless look. I did this on her body as well, but because of this, I had to cut some parts out on her hip part so it will connect to the upper part that is glued together. This took some surgery, but it was worth it. This kit had this weird color plastic for its gold color, which I really hate, so I decided to paint this at least. First I wash all parts with warm soapy water, then I apply the gloss black primer. After the primer has been cured, I apply the gold from the splash paint. For the skin tone, I use bare plastic as a base color and use a grounded pastel and Tamiya weathering monster to give it some shading. Once the shading was done, I sealed it with a flat top coat. And for the rest of the kit, I use a gloss top coat. And that's it, that's all I did with this kit. And this is a result. Yeah, this is how she looks like unarmored. It is hilarious. I don't know who designed this, but wow, the proportion is all weird. And those are some mighty thick thighs though. I should have known this when the faceplate looks like a 3D video game from the 90s. And then you put the armor on. Good God, look at this. It has a lot of small intricate details that make this kit look epic. It is a bit busy here and there, but look at it. Some aesthetics feels a little off, like its butt pack. It should be a little higher and like a backpack, and it should be a little larger, but still, it has some presence. And then you get the effect parts, and this thing just shines. I mean, look at this. And I didn't even fully paint this. This kit made me change my mind about my distaste of Chinese scale model kits, which is plagued with problems. It wasn't perfect, it still had a lot of issues, and the build was more of a chore than a fun, but the end result was a good looking model kit and a par with early Kotobukiya kits. Because of this, I do recommend this kit. In fact, I actually liked it so much that I regret not painting it, so I picked up another model kit from a tech girl, and this time I'll be painting it. Thank you for watching this video. I'll add a link to my blog down below which will have more pictures. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.